2 p.m. on Tuesday. Here, the weekly lesson on loving.
All right, there we are.
Tune into the Love Doctor.
All right, Facebook, the show is starting.
Right here on WBOK.
I hooked up the earphones. You ought to be able to hear the commercials and the music now. How y'all doing? Here we go. Yeah, that's gonna improve the show a little bit for you Facebook folks. You'll be able to hear what I hear. The local commercial. Guys out there rocking it. Yes, indeed. So the show is moving till Tuesdays at 2 p.m. Tuesdays at 2 p.m. That's when the show is going to be live. So that's when I'll be Facebook Live. So, yeah. We're here. I don't see anybody yet. Oh, there's a couple of people. They just haven't said anything. How y'all doing? Welcome to the show. We're about to go live. But you should be. Somebody let me know if you can hear the.
Do you need help with a mental, addictive, or developmental disability? Are you uninsured, Medicaid eligible, or covered? If so, Metropolitan Human Services District is here to help. I am Dr. Rochelle Dunham, Executive and Medical Director for MHSD, where we provide expert care and resources to help you maintain your recovery. Make that first step. Call us at 504-568-3130 or visit mhsdla.org. MHSD is where we change lives.
Tuesday.
Start your new year out right. Join the New Orleans African American History Alliance is presenting Kabuka, remembering 300 years and counting. The African American presence in New Orleans. The historic and informative events will take place January 17th through April 15th.
Welcome.
Events will feature presentations like From the Congo to Congo
Facebook
Square,
Live.
Day of the Arts,
And what I've been doing with them is I have a channel on YouTube. So you can find Lloyd Dennis on YouTube. You can see all of these because I actually download them. I've learned how to do that. Hey, what's up, Lance? Lance Ellis, one of the great musicians in the city, I guess in the world. Just tuned in. I'm honored, Lance. Yes, indeed. You got to send me a piece, a love song, man, so I can use it for the show. We have what we call the local love notes, and we play each song. This month we're doing Big Frank and Lil Frank's Louisiana Woman. So yeah, I'm a. You don't have to send me nothing. I'm gonna pull up something from you. You're gonna be next month, man.
The Ogden Museum of Southern Art, in partnership with the Hellis Foundation, invites you to celebrate Martin Luther King Jr.
Show's about to start.
At the Ogden Museum on January 15th. Enjoy free admission, music, food, and family-friendly activities that are inspired by the exhibition Solidarity and Solitary. Join in your freedom collection presented by the Hellis Foundation. You don't want to miss this exciting event on January 15th at the Ogden Museum at 925 Camp Street. For more information, please visit
It's a big difference from when I used to do radio. So when the show starts and my music starts, I'm going to put the headphones back so you can get a sense of how the show flows. But right now we finishing up a commercial.
Looking for that perfect gift for a birthday, and anniversary, or how about just to brighten someone's day? Mona's Accents is your one-stop shop for beautiful floral arrangements that are indeed perfect for any special occasion, dedicated to quality, freshness, and customer satisfaction. Mona's Accents will surely take care of all of your floral needs. So stop by the shop located at 2109
It's up to me. I know you make your own way. One thing about Lance Ellis, y'all, he doesn't wait around for stuff to happen. He makes stuff happen. Always admired and admired that about him as a musician, as an artist. He takes the business serious. Really serious. Some musicians don't. I figured it out. They like what they do. Here we go. We're about to go. Showtime.
The following program is a paid program that doesn't necessarily reflect the views or opinions of the staff, management, and advertisers of WBO.
Hey, Ruben. Oh, can you hear me now? Yes, indeed.
Welcome to the Love Doctor Show. We're bringing you some of that been there, done that knowledge from a life that's always been about love, family, community, and how to make things better. My name is Lloyd Dennis. They call me the Love Doctor. I'm back on the air, and all I want to do for the next hour is talk to you about how to make things better by understanding and using the power of love.
Yeah. Love That's on the Square, and that's, I'm on the wrong mic, y'all. Yeah, Love That's on the Square, and that's, we like it. And that's what we all are looking for, right? That's what we all trying to accomplish in our lives, getting that love on the square. Hey, Marvin's in here. What's going on, Marvin? You tuning in every week, man. Thank you. Thank you. So welcome to the Love Doctor Show on WBOK 1230 AM. And if you're out of town and you want to listen on the radio, you can listen online, WBOK1230am.com. Or if you're one of those young people that don't know how to find anything on the AM radio, it's amazing. I was trying to tell some young people about the show. They said, AM, what's that? They don't have an AM radio. They don't have access to an AM radio. So I had to tell them, find it online, WBOK1230am.com. You're tuned into a masterclass on the art, science, and power of love, which is the power to change your life. Today is the last Thursday Love Doctor Show. So I want you to update your listening schedule. Go on your calendar and put that repeat 2 p.m. on Tuesdays. Now that's going to begin next week, January the 16th, and we'll be having our first Tuesday show. So right now, I always like to do this. I want to invite and encourage you to share the Love Doctor Show with your people. Take a couple of minutes and send out that group text, make a couple of calls. You know the people the people that need this. You know who needs this. Class is about to start. And it would be awful of you to let those people miss out on this opportunity for them to do better because they know better. No one wants their life to be messed up. I've just figured it out. When a life is messed up, it's usually because somebody didn't know or understand something. People don't screw up on purpose. My name is Lloyd Dennis. They call me the Love Doctor, and I'm on the air to share my gift of understanding. So today's lesson, today's column, remember I wrote these things 26 years ago, is nobody's perfect. Here, I have it in my hand. Here, radio audience, that's real paper. This is not a tablet or a laptop. Old school radio, man. Paper, killing some trees. Oh, man, why did I say that? Anyway, the piece is entitled Nobody's Perfect. But before we get to that, while you're calling on your people, I want to do my silverback pitch. And right now I want to reach out to anybody in the audience who's ready to step up and help boys become men who can take care of their own. Because that's what it's all about. Every person I know who's achieved anything significant in life can remember at least once looking up at someone and saying to themselves, I want to be like that. You remember yours. I say that with impunity because if you became something, it's because you saw somebody and you said, and you emulated somebody. You may be the guy some boys need to look at to inspire them to make something of themselves. In the Silverback Society, we have a plan, and we work in teams at schools, and we really make it easy for a guy to have an enduring impact on boys who might only see their possibilities when they see what you've done with your life. So you can go to silverbacksociety.com, look around, click join. The website will collect your information, and I'll be in touch soon. Or you can call 504-208-1034. So once again, you might be the next Silverback Society superhero. And we're going to keep doing this because what I learned from the Grand Canyon is water wears away rock if it just keeps flowing. So we're going to keep our flow on. So now that I've got that done, you should have contacted your people by now. You know the ones that need this. You know the ones that need this lesson. These lessons in love and life, and it's kind of the same thing. It's kind of the same thing. So here it goes. Nobody's perfect. Bumped into a couple of loyal Love Doctor fans this weekend. I commented to one of them that I was appreciative that she had read the column sometimes. She emphatically informed me that she read her Love Doctor every week. Well, let me tell you that it certainly is nice to be greeted with praise and gratitude for the wonderful job that I do here in the Love Doctor column. Now, 26 years ago, the Love Doctor was a little younger, a little more brash, kind of, all right. I wish to express my sincere appreciation to all of you who are making this newspaper scarce each week by seeking out the column. Boy, he was full of himself, huh? As I spent some time this week wandering amongst the folks, it became apparent that many of you may be suffering from the misconception that life around the Love Doctor's house is always wonderful. Well, quite frankly, it's not. At least not all the time. Even well-intentioned people will have rough spots in their relationships. None of us is perfect, not even your Love Doctor. And therein lies the one reason for many bad moments in the love lives of even the most compatible of couples. Another reason is that couples are made of two people who grew up in different homes, accustomed to different habits, different priorities, and different assumptions. Because the Love Doctor's greatest shortcoming is his failure to comply with the instructions once seen on a bumper sticker. Be sure that the brain is engaged before putting your mouth in motion. Yes, once in a great while, I will open my mouth and say something that is often truthful, but sometimes very insensitive and unnecessary. What can I say? Now you have it in print. The Love Doctor is not perfect. That should help you fellows who have to bear with some of my women readers who insist on telling their men things like, you ought to be reading this, or yet, Boo's so lucky, got herself one of those considerate men. Ha! You didn't think I knew how you use this column on your men. Actually, the best thing I ever did for myself was to accept the fact that I wasn't and never would be perfect. Thank God for that. It's nice to know that it's all right to make a mistake every now and then. I don't have to be perfect to be happy with myself. All I have to do is know that I can improve. That's the big word when it comes to our expectations of one another. We should see improvement in one another. I hurt people's feelings less now than when I was 20 or 30. And even now, at this point, even less. So I feel better about myself. And Boo isn't afraid to invite her family over anymore. Before I go any further, let me be perfectly clear. There are certain personal problems that are intolerable and cannot be improved upon, only stopped completely, and then usually only by seeking professional help. Abuse is a sickness. Never ever wait for an abusive person to improve themselves. Allowing yourself or your children to be hurt in the process. Get help. Drug addicts rarely, if ever, improve. Those addicted to drugs generally become worse, eventually selling everything around them, including you if you let them. Get away. Perhaps the only way you can help a drug addict is to help shock them with the reality that they will lose you and everything else they have if they don't get help with their addiction. Never underestimate the power of cocaine, crack, or heroin. Those who suffer from alcohol abuse take longer to hit bottom because they generally don't have to sell everything. Alcohol is cheap. If they're not abusive, they may only be harmful to themselves, pedestrians, automobile drivers, children in school buses, and people who ride in the cars with them, or depend on them for support. Alcoholics cannot gradually improve. They must stop completely, usually with help from others. The rest of us can generally improve ourselves. The biggest stumbling block for most people is a hard head. You know, those who never want to admit that they are wrong. They will argue and argue to defend something that they've said or done until all you can do is walk away hoping, for their sake, that they really don't believe what they were saying in their arguments. These folks are destined to improve. because they are not destined to improve because they are incapable of taking the first step for improvement process. You see, if they believe that they are right all the time, they can't improve. If they are going to improve something, then you have to admit that it needs improvement. Admit that it is wrong. Only then can they or you begin to make it right. If a person can't admit that he or she is wrong sometimes, then they can't improve themselves. In addition to admitting that you are wrong, you must be willing to change, to commit to doing something differently. As a matter of fact, improvement can simply be defined as positive change. You can't improve a thing without changing it. So if you and your significant other are willing to admit your imperfections and work for positive changes in yourselves, then there is all the hope in the world that you'll be able to have a wonderful, warm, open-minded, improving relationship. If you're stuck with a hard-headed, inflexible, all-right person in your life, all you can do is pity them, for they are destined to stay like they're wrong. They are destined to stay like they are, ignorant and grumpy. Well, I'm sure glad that I'm not perfect. How about you? Hey, what do you think about that, huh? Right now, we're going to give you a little minute to think about that, because we're going to hop on and take a little break. And then when we get back, we'll discuss that column just a little bit more. See how you feel about things. It's a Love Doctor. You're listening to WBOK 1230 AM. And we'll be back. The music that we're playing now, this month's local love notes, Louisiana Woman by Big Frank and Lil Frank. You're going to like this. So can y'all hear the music? Facebook? It has no name. I hope y'all can hear it. That's Big Frank and Lil Frank. They're hot, y'all. All right. Thanks, David. I took my money. Yes, indeed. Hey, Carla. Woo! Yes, indeed. It's too much fun. Yeah, this is working. I was feeling bad before with my Facebook family. I couldn't share the music with you. So I'm glad we figured that out. All it took was putting a headphone on the telephone. High tech. Just in New Orleans. Yes, indeed. I see all those lights. So this must be the thing. Facebook loving this. Yes, indeed. This is Big Frank and Lil Frank. Yes, indeed. Hey, Brother Shaq. Oh, you know about the earphone thing on the telephone? I figured that out last week. David said he thought they would hit me eventually. Yes, indeed. We had a woman on my mind. Oh, Lance, we're doing the best we can, bro. Good grief. Yes, indeed. I can't see how it's going out, but it hasn't popped up like it's not transmitting in here. So, love is power, bro. It's the only power I have. I'm gonna talk about that a little bit. I'm glad you brought that up, Lance. I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah, I know y'all don't want to hear these commercials. Oops, that's me. That's me.
Sunday, kind of love.
This is Lloyd Dennis. They call me the Love Doctor. And I want to let you know that we're moving the Love Doctor show to 2 p.m. on Tuesdays. Perfect time to have a cup of Java and hear the weekly lesson on loving and living better. Tune in to the Love Doctor every Tuesday at 2 p.m. right here on WBOK 1230 AM and online at WBOK1230am.com.
Yeah. So we're moving the show to Tuesdays. It's during the day. I'm happy too, because this Thursday evening sometimes mess up my Thursday jazzing in the park. Couldn't go there. My wife went. she went and just left me here. I said, you going without me? What's going on, Jasper? What's going on, Jasper? How you doing, bro? My little brother, my little next door brother. Yeah. So the show on Tuesdays is gonna be better, because on Thursdays it kind of sometimes interfered with our entertainment life. Because the prime example has this stuff sometimes, that really hot shows on Thursday. And that meant I would have to go home, pick up my boo, and come back over this way. So that's gonna streamline that a little bit. And then in the spring and the fall, I was getting messed up with not being able to go to jazzing in the park. So it's like So I'm glad we're moving to Tuesday afternoon, and I'll be able to ride my bike. Hey, what's up, Dad? What's going on, lady? How you doing? Thanks for tuning in. This is fun. This is fun stuff. So we're still in the break. That's the thing about doing Facebook Live and then having a radio show. So, that's just the reality. So I used to be able to take off during the breaks. I make sure to drink some water. But Facebook Live, you're on the whole time. So that's just the way it is. But what's hip is, so I've learned how to download the Facebook Live video, and I have a channel on YouTube now. And so all of these are available on YouTube. You can go to my website. It's got linked, LloydDennis.com. And you can get to all of that. A lot of other stuff that we've done, too. This Love Doctor thing's been a journey. It's been a journey. It's been one that I've really, you don't know what happens. You don't know what your life is going to be. You don't know what parts of what you do end up becoming you. And it's just interesting that where I am in life right now. I had no idea. Because I didn't even give myself the Love Doctor name. I think I probably need to tell that story. I might get to that story in this show. But here we go. We're coming back. We're back.
2 p.m. on Train here, the weekly lesson on loving.
All right, there we are.
Tune into the Love Doctor.
All right, Facebook, the show is starting.
Right here on WBOK.
I hooked up the earphones. You ought to be able to hear the commercials and the music now. How y'all doing? Here we go. Yeah, that's gonna improve the show a little bit for you Facebook folks. You'll be able to hear what I hear. The local commercial. Guys out there rocking it. Yes, indeed. So the show is moving till Tuesdays at 2 p.m. Tuesdays at 2 p.m. That's when the show is going to be live. So that's when I'll be Facebook Live. So, yeah. We're here. I don't see anybody yet. Oh, there's a couple of people that just haven't said anything. How y'all doing? Welcome to the show. We're about to go live. But you should be. Somebody let me know if you can hear the.
Do you need help with a mental, addictive, or developmental disability? Are you uninsured, Medicaid eligible, or covered? If so, Metropolitan Human Services District is here to help. I am Dr. Rochelle Dunham, Executive and Medical Director for MHSD, where we provide expert care and resources to help you maintain your recovery. Make that first step. Call us at 504-568-3130 or visit mhsdla.org. MHSD is where we change lives.
Start your new year out right. Join the New Orleans African American History Alliance is presenting Kabuka, remembering 300 years in counting. The African American presence in New Orleans. The historic and informative events will take place January 17th through April 15th.
Welcome.
The events will feature presentations like From the Congo to Congo
Facebook
Square,
Live.
Day of the Arts,
and what I've been doing with them is I have a channel on YouTube. So you can find Lloyd Dennis on YouTube. You can see all of these because I download them. I've learned how to do that. Hey, what's up, Lance? Lance Ellis, one of the great musicians in the city, I guess in the world. Just tuned in. I'm honored, Lance. Yes, indeed. You got to send me a piece, a love song, man, so I can use it for the show. We have what we call the local love notes, and we play each song. This month we're doing Big Frank and Little Frank's Louisiana Woman. So yeah, I'm a. You don't have to send me nothing. I'm gonna pull up something from you. You're gonna be next month, man.
The Ogden Museum of Southern Art, in partnership with the Hellis Foundation, invites you to celebrate Martin Luther King Jr.
Show's about to start.
Ogden Museum on January 15th. Enjoy free admission, music, food, and family-friendly activities that are inspired by the exhibition Solidarity and Solitary.
Radio
Join in
just
Freedom
any
Collection
kind of way.
presented by the Hellis
Now you gotta
Foundation.
look a little
You don't want to miss this exciting.
If every time somebody points something out to you that you could do better or do differently, and all you do is defend yourself, and you don't take time to at least think about, you know what, is it possible that this is an issue in my life? Is it possible that I could do better? Is it possible there's something I don't know or understand everything about? Then you're stuck. It's arrested development. I know people like that. They think they know everything. You know, and what that means is if you think you know everything, you're not trying to learn nothing. And you're not listening. So I'm suggesting, so if you have somebody in your life like that, so you got to, you know, before you tie a knot or before you're too deeply involved, you know, figure it out. Is this somebody who's going to be willing to have an ongoing, improving relationship? An ongoing, improving relationship. A relationship that gets better. And the only way that a relationship can get better is if the people who are involved accept the responsibility to get better. Not perfect. but they accept the onus that let me see what I can do better. And when two people in a relationship improve, both people benefit. The relationship benefits. It gets stronger. And as I reflect, almost every time our marriage has improved, it was a result of one of us admitting that we needed to, and then were willing to improve. This just came to me. Like I tell you, I on purpose don't read the columns. I don't go over these columns before I come in here and I read it to you. That's the first time I've seen it in maybe 20-something years. But it allows me to read it and experience it just like you are reading it and experiencing it. Sometimes I gotta tell you, I'm a little like, wow, the Love Doctor was kind of full of himself, wasn't he? He thought very highly of himself. Maybe that's one of the things that I've improved over time. Just kind of got off that high horse. But I think at the time that was more of a style of marketing, just a character that I was doing. Actually, the original Love Doctor show was kind of like I was doing a black love version of Rush Limbaugh. I was doing, kind of a black love version of Rush Limbaugh. The people want to hear me. I am just so wonderful. So some of the stuff that comes out of that column kind of is that. That's a little showmanship. That was showtime for the Love Doctor. And so, you have to forgive me for that. But I think as I've gotten old and mellowed a little bit. But the point thing is about it that we really, but you see the mirror? The mirror is a wonderful thing. And sometimes people have to hold the mirror up to us. And one of the things that I found out is that, so in a relationship, I very seldom will accuse my wife of being mean. But what I will say is like, when you do this, I feel like this. So let's figure it out. Maybe I shouldn't feel like that. Maybe there's something I need to change in the way that I look at something, or maybe that, or is there a possibility that this is something that really we could avoid having or doing in our relationship? And so, you know what I'm saying? So the willingness to improve is the willingness to admit that you're wrong. And for me, it's a relief. For me, it was a relief. There's, I come from folk that didn't admit that they was wrong too much. Not one of them, but for me, it was a relief. It just took pressure off. I don't have to be right all the time. Nope, I don't. And if you say I was wrong, okay, I was wrong. I was wrong. But next time I won't be. I was wrong. Yep. You're absolutely right. I can do it different next time, though. Don't tell me what I should have did. Because I'm quick. That was a couple of columns ago. I can't shoulda. So that's kind of what we wanted to bring to the table today. Is the fact that to improve a relationship, and let me say this: no relationship stays the same. No relationship stays the same. You cannot create a relationship and expect it to be the same. I think there was a point in my life where I thought that it was supposed to be like that. You understand what I'm saying? But what I've learned over the years is that everybody kind of grows. you know, people change a little bit. People change. I am not the same fella that I was, you know, when I got this woman to fall in love with me. I was only about 17, 18 years old. So I know I'm not the same fella. I don't want the same things. The same things are not as important to me as they were. And neither with her. And neither with her. And so, you know, I really see growth in both of us. Growth in both of us. And lots of it's come from one or another kind of pointing out that, you know what, that needs to be different or better. So, you know, that's what I'm inviting you to consider. That if you want your life to improve, you got to start looking for ways to improve you. And sometimes in a relationship, you have to accept the leadership. Now, I'm not saying that it's the man that's got to accept the lead, but sometimes in a relationship, somebody has to accept the leadership, and the leadership means you're just willing to go first. You're willing to go first. And if you're in a relationship and the person that you're in a relationship is not worth you taking that little chance to be first, then maybe the relationship's just not worth it. Maybe it's just not worth it. So we, you know, that, because there are some people in relationships, I'm like, what's this about? Sometimes it's just about the booty, you know, on both sides. And I guess that's all right, but just call it what it is. But anyway, if you're into doing anything and enjoying it more and getting more out of it, you just have to be open and willing to change. And the only thing that you can change is yourself. You can't change, but you know what? Sometimes when you change yourself, that changes the way somebody has to deal with you. That changes the way that somebody has to deal with you. If you change yourself. That's it. Hope to see you entertaining soon. I was singing a little blues the other night. I'm writing my first blues song. It's a title that I've had for years. I mean, I've had this title for years. You'll appreciate this, Lance. The title of the song is They Called It Puppy Love. And I'm writing and getting lyrics. I'm getting it. I got little changes going on. So at some point, y'all are gonna hear They Called It Puppy Love, and that's gonna be my blues song, probably my one and only blues song. So I'm working on it. I learned the chords. I got, you know, we're gonna work on it. We're gonna get that down pat. You know, it's in F, so I can play it on the flute. I'm good. Thanks. Yes, indeed. Linda, how you doing? So anyway, everybody got that? Look in the mirror, and when you want things to get better, look in the mirror and do better. And make it better. Because you can make it better by becoming a better person. And when you shift from where you are to another space, then when people deal with you, they got to turn their head and look over there. They have to look in a different place. They have to look at you in a different way. And so you can't change other people, but you can change the way that they deal with you if you change, if you become something different. And I know that's the truth. Oh, so listen, I think we're going to take another break right now. And then when we get back, we'll talk about roundabout what we've been up to. And hope you're enjoying the show. Here's Big Frank and Little Frank again with Louisiana Woman. Yeah, get my ears break. Yes, indeed. What's interesting about the Facebook Live stuff is more people see it afterwards than they do live. That's a real. I like that about it, because I'll be getting comments on this one for a couple of days, so it's really interesting. Got a couple of comments on the YouTube setup. So like I said, if you're interested in YouTube and looking at the old ones, I'm always amazed at what people are interested in. You know, I didn't intend to become a thing, but stuff happens, right? And so I'm doing everything I can to be as successful as possible, because I'm telling y'all, I have this deep-rooted belief that when we learn how to get together, stay together, and raise our children, our world gets better. And that's my mission. That's my mission with the Silverback Society. Teach these little brothers so they become men who are in a position to take care of their people. They become men who are in a position to take care of their people. Because what we discovered is that young black men, because they don't really pursue the academics and getting learning and training, end up in a position where when they become an adult, when they get responsibilities, when they have children, they just don't have the wherewithal to be what they need to be. And it's not that they're bad people. It's just when they were 8th grade boys, they didn't understand they had to become something. So that's what the Love Doctor's about, and the Silverback Society, and probably everything else I do. We have to get together, stay together, and raise our children. Yes, indeed. Oh, I'm glad you're catching it live too, Dave. Glad you're catching it live, my God. It's a passion of my life. You know, when it's time for me to go into the sunset, I'm glad I did this stuff. Glad I did this stuff. Work with the kids is amazing. To work with these men. You know, I really do invite more men to come get on board, man, because the guys who are doing this work, Thanks, Adrian. Thank you. So here we go, coming back. I think. Oh no, this is a promo for the Tuesday.
Boy, Dennis, they call me the Love Doctor, and I want to let you know that we're moving the Love Doctor show to 2 p.m. on Tuesdays. Perfect time to have a cup of job and a lesson on loving and living better. Tune into the Love Doctor every Tuesday at 2 p.m. right here on WBOK 1230 AM and online at WBOK1230am.com.
Thanks, Lance. I think we need more people like you too. We just need more good people. You know, somebody asked me one day, you know, what happened to me in my life. And what happened was I ran into a great man, Coach Burns. And lots of you will know who I'm talking about, Ronnie Burns' dad. And I was kind of full of myself one day. And so I know he's a great man, right? And so in the conversation, he said, Lord, you know what I do every day, every morning? I said, no, what, so? He said, every morning, before I put my feet on the floor, I decide who I'm going to help that day. And I was like, wow, this dude changed my life, man. Changed my life. So, you know, when you reach the point where you understand it ain't about you, It's really not about you. It's about how do you take what was given to you and pass that on so that it keeps happening. Because I can't do nothing different.
Imam W.D. Muhammad would like to inform you.
We're about to go back to show live. We're going to do roundabout.
Son of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
Yes, indeed.
Would air at
Thank y'all, man. Thanks for tuning in. It's nice having this interaction. I don't like to take calls because the people call talk radio stations.
WBOK 1230 AM, the People's Station.
Sunday.
Oh yeah, I love that.
A love to last past
Saturday night. More than love at first sight. I want a Sunday kind of love. Yes, yes. Woo, woo. So, love that's on the square. And like I said, that's all of us want. And that's what we've been talking about. I hope you enjoyed the lesson. And just want to remind you that the class is moving to Tuesday afternoons, 2 p.m. And I'm really excited about that for a couple of reasons. For one, I realized at 6 p.m. people kind of have to make a special point to tune into the Love Doctor show because that's like dinner time, watch the news time. Well, it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. If you're at work, there ain't nothing going on, or if you're just riding around in your car, it's much more convenient. If you're going out to pick up the kids, or you're out riding around shopping, or because we have the app on. We can add the app. There's an app. You can go to the Google Play Store and you can get the WBOK 1230 AM app, and you can listen on your smartphone. So I'm hoping to have I hope all of this audience follows and catches up with us then. So I think that's gonna be a better time for the show. And then, man, I'm gonna be able to ride my bike to the show. I'm gonna be able to get on Electro Blue and get here. So anyway, I like to do this every time, even though it's not election cycle. I really don't like when it's election cycle and people start talking about voting. I want you to go and get registered and get prepared to vote right now. Right now, there's no lines. No lines. You can walk right in, get registered, and get yourself prepared to participate in this democracy so we don't end up with a fool like that no more. I can say that, Jazz? I can say, I didn't say nobody's name, right? I can say that. So, so we need to be accountable to one another for getting that work done. Another thing about registering to vote is if you don't register to vote, if our people don't register to vote, that means we're not going to be on the juries. I don't know if any of y'all ever thought of that. We want justice, right? But if you're not registered to vote, you can't be part of justice. You can't serve on a jury. That means you're going to leave the plight of all of us, who we the ones down there, you're going to leave that plight up to some other people who registered to vote. And not all of them feel good about you. Say that lightly. I don't want to say it like Paul used to say it. Anyway, please go register to vote, and that way your voice will count. I live in a little precinct on the West Bank, and it's real funny because in our little precinct we tend to turn out probably about 25% more than the people around us. And you know what? When we call a council person, if I call a council person, they'll come. They'll come see what I'm talking about. But in that little precinct, we vote. And they know we're going to vote. So get the people in your neighborhood to vote, and you might have better stuff going on in your neighborhood. Yes, I did say that. So anyway, out and about. Friday, Boo and I, well, you know, I MC the Real Love and Motown and More shows out there at Pontchartrain Landing, and we were out there, and it's like, it keeps getting better. I guess they get more practicing and stuff. You know, it keeps getting better. You know, Sharon Martin was on the show. She was great. But these guys are, you know, I guess they've been doing this for 30 years, but they still keep getting better. The show is getting better. It's getting tighter. The band and them are getting tighter and tighter and tighter. And look, just had a whole lot of fun. This is the 3rd month that they're selling out both shows. That's like almost unbelievable in New Orleans with black people. You hear me, Jazz? Black people. 100 room with 150 black people. So that's much love, and they feel the love. Had a bunch of folk from the old neighborhood that crossed the canal named Ward. I ain't talking about you Pontchartrain Park people. There's some of them there, but I'm talking about across the canal, that lower 9, that St. Maurice bunch. Jazz, we had one block on St. Maurice where they had 3 families: the Matoyas, the Williams, and now the edges get me. But anyway, they had 3 families, and between them 3 families, they had like 30 children. So if you didn't have nobody to play with, all you had to do was show up on that block. The Matoyas. That's just my age. I'm forgetting other names. Somebody on Facebook, remind me. I'm gonna get it. But anyway, they were there. And then, you know, the cold weather broke Sunday. We didn't go nowhere Saturday. We weren't looking to go anywhere. It was cold, remember? I let my water trickle. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't want my pipes bust. So the cold weather broke Saturday, and I got to go out and ride Electric Blue. That's my electric bike, y'all. Before watching the Saints survive that victory. Survive that victory. Well, they look, they're not going to let you be bored watching the Saints game. You're not going to be bored watching the Saints game. Oh, somebody's trying to call me. I can't answer now, man. I'm on the radio. So, I can't answer that. All right, am I back? Okay. Yeah, so I love riding my electric bike. Actually, the electric, I don't see people, you say electric bike and all people assume you just get on the thing. I use it for exercise. If I had to have a regular bike and use it for exercise, I probably wouldn't do it because I smoked too long as a youngster. And so I have some issues. But this bike, you pedal until you need to stop and catch up. And then you use the electric. But it means that I can use the bicycle to go places. I really am enjoying it. The big deal is you don't have to park nowhere. So I went to the mall. It was nice. But Carla, you from the lower 9? Across the canal, no, baby. See, people don't even know what I'm talking about. We're talking about across the industrial canal. Cross the canal. We don't say cross the canal. We say cross the canal. It's CDC. CDC. So anyway. Last night, I went stag to the Danny Barker Festival performance at the Prime Example. Now, this show featured 4 amazing guitar players on stage at the same time. Detroit Brooks, Steve Masakowski, Carl LeBlanc, and this Haitian brother, Claude Carré, that I had never heard before. And the show is organized by Detroit Brooks to honor the memory of a great guitarist and banjo player, Danny Barker, who who wasn't just a great musician, but he was also a very candid commentator on the history of black music in New Orleans and the conditions that they had to deal with and that they had to work through. I know Oliver Thomas is from the Lower Nine. He used to hang out with my little cousin. I ain't gonna tell all them stories neither. So anyway, it was a great show. Really, really great show. Can you imagine 4 guitar players on stage all playing at the same time and they're not jumping all over each other? They're not getting in each other's way. The music is just tight and man, beautiful. Beautiful. I love stuff like that, man. I thought I could live someplace else. Marvin, if you're listening, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to dump on Milwaukee. But we were up in Milwaukee. I'm there for like 2 weeks. Man, after 2 weeks, I'm riding around in the car, looking on all the street corners. Wasn't no live music. I would have settled for country western. No live music. Can you imagine that? So anyway, had a great time there. The Prime's just kind of just an intimate spot. Oh, guess who showed up? I'm having a real hard time here this evening. Nicholas Payton just dropped in. He didn't bring his horn, but he got up on stage and played keyboard. Nicholas just drops in, start playing, like he regular people. I guess he is regular people. To himself. But to a lot of people around the world, he is an amazing composer and artist. So anyway. So I tell you what, this thing about moving to mid-afternoon Tuesday, I'm looking forward to that. And because that means when the weather's suitable, but that's between 63 and 82. Oh, Jazz said, I got to get out of here. I'll be riding my bike. In here. They going to let me park my bike in the office, man? All right. Because, it's an electric bike. Everybody wants some of that. So Jazz is saying I got to get out of here. And I'm going to get out of here right now. Remember, love is an action word. And the minimum action is that you think about how what you do impacts those you claim you love. And if that's not happening, somebody's just dead weight, just hanging out for the ride. Next week, the Love Doctor column is Can't Measure Love. Stop trying to measure it, y'all. Hope you show up for class next week on Tuesday at 2 p.m. From now on, that's when we're going to have this class. Now, if you see me out in the street, holler at your boy. Till Tuesday, see ya. All right, Facebook. Thank you. Enjoyed hanging out with y'all. See y'all Tuesday. Tuesday at 2. Hunting my dream. Oh, my mind. Yeah. Love it. New Orleans.